I'm 91 years old now. When you reach this age, you don't think much about the future anymore. You think about what's behind you. And there's one story I've carried quietly for 70 years, a story that never left me, no matter how full my life looked from the outside. I want to tell it the way it really lived inside me, slowly, honestly, without fixing it up. Most people who know me know I was a Korean War veteran. They know I worked hard, raised a family, stayed married for many years. What most people never knew is that there was a woman I loved before all of that, and for most of my life, I believed I had abandoned her. That belief sat with me like a weight. It didn't ruin my life, but it shaped it. It made me quieter, more careful. It followed me into old age. In May of 2022, when I was already 91, I finally said her name out loud again. Peggy Yamaguchi. I put it on Facebook, of all places. I wasn't expecting much. I didn't even know if she was alive. I just knew that if I died without trying one last time, I wouldn't forgive myself. I was looking for the girl I loved when I was 22. To understand why that mattered so much, you have to go back to Japan, back to 1953. I was stationed at the Yokosuka Naval Base. I was young, thin, full of nervous energy, trying to act tougher than I felt. The war had taken enough from all of us already, and we were all trying to remember how to be human again. There was a military club on base, music played there, American songs, Elvis, Tony Bennett, songs about love that felt bigger than the rooms they were played in. That's where I met Peggy. She worked there as a translator. She was my age, Japanese, quiet but warm, the kind of person who listened with her whole face. The first time we talked, something settled in me. It felt easy, natural, like we'd met before in another life. We started spending our evenings together at the club, dancing, talking, sometimes not talking at all, just holding each other while the music played. I remember people stopping to watch us. I didn't care. When I held her, the rest of the world felt distant. She was beautiful, not in a flashy way. She was gentle, sensitive, kind. I fell deeper every day without realizing how fast it was happening. We met every chance we got. Some nights we stayed until the club was empty, just the two of us left. Lights dimmed, music fading. Those moments felt endless. I truly believed they were. We talked about the future the way young people do. Softly, hopefully, without much detail, but with a lot of certainty. I didn't doubt for a second that she was the woman I would build my life with. We talked about the future the way young people do, softly, hopefully, without much detail, but with a lot of certainty. I didn't doubt for a second that she was the woman I would build my life with. Then reality stepped back in. The Korean War ended. Orders came through. I was being sent home. I still remember the moment I told her, the way her face changed, just slightly. We both knew what distance could do, but we also believed in promises back then. We made a plan. I would go back to the United States first. I had savings. I'd find work. I'd send for her. We'd get married, simple, clear, certain. Before I left, I put my money in my father's name. I was young. I was scared of dying. I wanted to make sure my family was taken care of if something happened to me. I never imagined that decision would change everything. When I got back home, I learned the money was gone. Every penny. My father had spent it. I felt sick, ashamed, panicked. But I didn't give up. I wrote to Peggy right away. I told her what happened. I promised I'd find work and send her money as soon as I could. I took a job with a highway construction company. It was hard work, long days. I was away from home often. Letters became my lifeline. At first they came regularly. Her words kept me going. Then they slowed. 1 week passed, then 2. I didn't understand why. One day my sister quietly handed me a letter. She said our mother had been holding on to it. It was from Peggy. She wrote that she had lost our baby, that she had married an American Air Force man from Wisconsin. I can still feel what that did to me. It was like the floor dropped out. I couldn't breathe. I didn't know what to feel first: grief, anger, confusion, shame. Later, the truth came out. My mother had been intercepting our letters. She didn't want me to marry a Japanese woman. My family didn't approve. They thought they were protecting me. All they did was separate two people who loved each other. I was young. I didn't know how to fight that kind of thing. I blamed myself. Completely. I believed I had left Peggy alone in a country still recovering from war. I believed she thought I didn't care. That thought stayed with me. I went on with my life. I married. I had children. I tried to be a good husband, a good father, and in many ways I was. But there was a part of my heart that stayed in Japan, dancing in a quiet club with a girl who trusted me. I thought about her almost every day. Years passed, decades. My wife grew ill later in life and eventually passed away. After that, the house became very quiet. My children worried about me. They knew the story. They knew I had never stopped wondering. They told me to try, just once more. So I did. I posted my story online in May of 2022. I didn't expect a miracle. I just wanted to be honest before it was too late. 1 month later, the impossible happened. A young historian named Teresa Wong saw my story. She searched old records, newspapers, archives. She found Peggy. She was alive, living in Michigan, going by the name Peggy Sedenquist. When her son showed her my photograph, she looked at it and said, "I remember him." After 70 years, when I heard that, something in me finally loosened. On June 1st, 2022, I traveled to Michigan. I was terrified. I kept asking, will she remember me? Will she let me hug her? The moment I saw her, all of that fear disappeared. She opened her arms. She asked if I remembered our dances. I did. I told her the truth I had carried for 70 years, that I never abandoned her, that I tried to come back, that I just couldn't find her. Then I showed her my wallet. Inside was her photograph. I'd carried it with me my entire adult life. She told me she never felt abandoned either. She had named her son with my name, as his middle name. We had both been holding on. We had lived only 650 miles apart all those years. Sometimes life is cruel in the quietest ways. I don't know what comes next for me. I know my time is short, but I know this. I can rest now. Not because everything was perfect, but because the truth finally made it home. If there's anything I hope people understand from my life, it's this. Love doesn't always disappear. Sometimes it just waits longer than we expect. And sometimes, if you're very lucky, you get to look it in the eyes one last time and tell it the truth.